Alrighty, let's see what happens. I'm hoping that you guys can hear me. I don't know yet until somebody starts to pop in there. Alright. We're gonna do some generic painting. I don't know what. I'm looking at my screen, make sure everything is cool. Hello, Jessica. How are you? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I believe I got the audio going correctly. Of course you can't hear me. I don't have the mic on. Sorry about that. No connection. How do you have no connection? I should have a connection. Alright, I need to know if you can hear me. I'm hanging in there. You can hear me. Very good. Alright. That's all I need. Okay. Okay. I'm doing alright. Well, as you guys can see, man, this is filthy. I might have to clean that off. Because it doesn't look right. It doesn't look clear. So, there we are. Come to me. Yeah, that looks kind of, don't look right. A little background chatter. Yeah, that's the TV you hear back there. I gotta have background noise. It drives me crazy. Alright, let it adjust the focus. Alright, that's a little bit better. Somewhat. That's rubbing alcohol I put on my on a tissue. Just to clear that up a little bit. Rubbing alcohol tissue. I'm cleaning my phone also while I'm at it. It makes your room smell like a hospital bedroom, but it does its job. Moo-moo-ku. How are you? Happy New Year back. This is the first time I did a live in quite some time. I tried to do one before, but my internet was acting a little squirrely. So, I must warn you, this camera in back of me, right here, that fellow right there, it's a different type of camera. As you can see, it's very clear. Alright. But it will shut off. And I'm going to have to turn it back on. Alright. Okay. It's just that it's a DSLR camera. Not really made for what I'm doing. And it has a time limit. Alright. Okay. So, I don't have the camcorder going. The camcorder that I do have is the one looking at the palette down here. Alright, which obviously doesn't have a time limit. And plus my audio is going through that one. Alright, so everything should, you should be able to hear me quite well and all that. This is just, it's actually extra foam board. And I just glued some canvas to it. And I'm just going to do a generic type of painting. Alright. Yeah, I had to redo my wiring and everything for this because of my setup. So, you know. But alright. Let's get on to it. I don't even know what I'm going to paint. Yeah, it'll be some generic scene. Who knows? So, I'm going to play around with, I'll just show it to you down here. So down here we have, before I start, we got CAD red, Dioxazine purple, CAD yellow, burnt umber, titanium white, phthalo blue. Pretty much the same generic colors I always use. All right, if I need to mix something different, I just use a combination of what I have here. All right, okay. Okay, let's play. We'll play with a little yellow. And now I've put this is vegetable glycerin and paint together. It's like if you're an oil painter, it would be like magic white. You know, you put your finger down and you get one of those. Okay. And this just keeps the paint, because I work with acrylic paint, so it just keeps the paint wet longer. That's all. Okay. With that said, let's just kind of play around with some colorful-ish clouds. We're just gonna kind of just throw it in there like that. All right. No particular pattern or reason. Just put it in there. Okay. All right. Just put it in there. Little red. Now red, you don't have to be as heavy with red. Red's extremely powerful. Follow me. I'll kind of mess around with I'll just kind of play around with it this way a little bit. Now the red is going to be very light because of the white. Okay. You guys go ahead and chat among yourselves. If you got a direct question, I'll try to answer it as best as I can. Like I say, no particular rhyme or reason. I'm just going to make some interesting patterned clouds here. I gotta sit back also because this camera, each camera is different, and the DSLR camera is a little different. So just gotta be careful. I'm gonna mix some of this blue into the red. We're gonna get a little purple going on in there. Now, with the paint being this wet, I can get away with doing all of this type of stuff. I'll be mixing and blending once I get what I want to get on here. Like I said, I'm going to mix a bit of this. It'll turn a little purplish, and that's fine. You're eating dinner. Okay. You didn't invite me over, but it's all right. Like I say, I'm just wiggling this stuff on here because it's wet, and I know I can manipulate it and move it around in a few minutes, so it's no big deal. You have been so busy with your paintings on your art business. Well, that's good. That's awesome. Wonderful. Let's take some Dioxazine purple and we'll play around probably here in the corner. Let's play around with it, a little bit of that in here. Like I say, with this mix of glycerin and white, it kind of makes things a little light. And it's, like I said, that's fine. I'm just playing around anyway. And we're going to blend all of this together regardless. It's always good to kind of surround your borders with a darker color. It kind of brings everything inside. Even if you don't, whoops, I didn't want to put blue, I wanted to put purple there. Even if you don't know what on earth you're going to paint. It's all right. I'll even put it down here a little bit, kind of play around here. You didn't forget. Silly rabbit. I do appreciate you trying to spare my feelings, but you still didn't forget. Okay, I'm gonna blend all that together carefully, but we're gonna blend it together. Now, what I have here, I'll show it to you here. Maybe not, because it's not. Nah, I can show it to you here. It's a blender brush. All right. Makeup brush. All right. I'll keep my head back. I guess I can blend the light stuff first. So we'll just kind of wisp it around. You can kind of wisp it around any direction you want. And it's a soft brush with soft hairs, so you can kind of have your little fun with it. I'll kind of bring some of that red in there, like that. Careful bringing that blue into the yellow, because obviously it has a bad knack for turning green, but we got something for that in case that happens. Okay. Now this camera is a, how can I say this? It films in a not progressive, it's interlaced, which means if you see my hand move kind of fast, you'll see lines. All right, so it's an interlaced camera, but you'll really start to see it as I move this stuff around. Okay, see, like I told you, it turns off, but that's okay. It'll turn back on in a second here. There. It's going to probably do that a few times because once again, this camera is not really made for doing video like this, but it does provide a very sharp, crisp picture. So don't panic if you all of a sudden you see it go off. Now I've had the camera on for a while before I started actually painting, so it'll take a little while for it to do that again. But like I say, I'm just really twirling the paint in different directions. Try to get an interesting cloud mix happening here. Just a series of colors, blending them in softly as I can. Even when certain colors mix in and it turns like kind of brownish, that's fine too. I'm not going in full circles. I'm just like the letter U, because once again, I just want a kind of a really airy, soft blend and a mixing of colors. I don't want to over blend them. I want the colors still to be separate, but they just mesh in nicely into each other. That's all. Ian, how are you, bro? Actually, I don't know what I'm painting, Ian. It'd be a generic scene because it's been quite a while since I've actually been live. I was doing video work for a Christmas play, which took a few months, and I had to edit it the whole night. I had to play in it, instrument in it, so I've had many hats, and so this had to take a back seat for quite some time. So I was really busy, and then I was burnt out, so I just took a rest for a while and everything. So, but that's been my life as of late. This is the first time I've sat and actually did a live in well, since way before Christmas, you know. all the film stuff it started before, a little bit, a few days after Thanksgiving, and I believe rehearsals was before then. So I was really busy. I'm glad to see that you're feeling well, boss. Hey Jay, how you doing? I've seen you put up another video too. Not that I have the time to actually look and see. I see you had posted some. Just cool. This is a Hake brush, guys, and what it does really is extremely soft brush, and you can just softly, whatever streak marks you might have, just softly put it together. Okay, just like that. X strokes, whatever, softly blend it all together. Like I said, this is a mixture of white paint and glycerin on the board first, and that's it really. Like I said, just softly just mesh it all together. Now you also notice, because I don't have any other lights on but the overhead light, that's why you see the strong shadow. You can see how reflective it is. Okay, all in here. And that's what you see, glycerin is very reflective. Okay. How you doing, J. Marie? Badger brush. Now, I got something similar to badger hair. This is a very, very scratchy, very hard. This is actually an oil painting brush. Very hard brush. I'll show you here, right in front of there. Very hard brush. Got a set of them. They're pretty cool. All right, so I've got that laid out. Yeah, you know, it's okay. Big series of colors. I really don't have to put like any cloud caps or anything on it. It's kind of, you know, self-explanatory, I guess. Let's put a soft, let's put some kind of mountain range back there. All right, let's go into our, look down here to your lower, should be your lower right. Go into our phthalo, or our sienna. I'll put the sienna right about here. Okay. Sienna is a green, is a brown with green in it, so get a little purple in that brown there. Then we'll slap a little of the dark blue in there. The phthalo blue is extremely powerful blue. Now I can get something almost akin to black if I keep mixing this. Depends on how much paint you are using for each one. Get a little bit of red to deepen all of this. Okay, there we go, like so. I won't use glycerin for this. I may use water, but I won't use glycerin to thin the paint. And just the smallest touch of water. Like I say, we'll put some little mountain range or something back here. All right, I'll start with the pattern of the mountain range, just the top here. I don't necessarily have to use a flat brush. And just be kind of sporadic with your mountain there. Just like that. I'm gonna take this, I'll just bring it right down. It gives a nice little silhouette with that yellow, light purple, that red. Okay. And with any large shape, you're just blocking in color right now. All right. Bring it down as far as you feel you need to bring it down. Like I say, this is just a generic painting. I haven't done one of these in a while, meaning a live show. So, okay. So as we're working this through, now being that the glycerin is on here, glycerin tends to spread as it dries. Okay. Yeah, I guess it would, Jessica. Kind of resemble a sunset mountain painting. I can have it turn any type of way, really, at this stage that I want. You know, let's fade this in on the bottom here. Okay. Just this is another soft brush. This is a actually it's a makeup brush. Okay. I get it at the big box store, Walmart or something like that. Well, Lori, how are you? I did catch your, I caught your message on YouTube there. And I understand, because this is the first time I've really did a live in months. I'm gonna just guide some of this color. I don't really want to totally smooth it out, but I'll just guide some of this color downward. Just thin it out a little bit. Okay. I'm wiping off the excess paint. I got a large towel on my lap here. Okay, and once again, I'm gonna use this white and glycerin mix to help me blend down here on the bottom. And basically, I know you see me doing it fast, but I'm just going X strokes like that. Okay. I'm just used to doing it. Once again, this is canvas glued on to a foam board. Okay. This is just a remnant piece. I do have a larger piece that I've cut that I'm going to use for a project, ironically, just to fit a giant frame that I had for years, and I never did anything with the frame. The frame is 16 by 22. So this is the remnant of that 16 by 22. All right. Okay. So we got our mountains a little darker up here, phase out into nothing here. All right. So the real trick is, what am I going to do past the mountain range? Well, I don't have to add extreme detail to the mountain, because I want the mountains to be further away. So once again, let's take another flat brush. Now I'm just doing a series of shapes using values to mimic the rockiness of the mountain without being extremely detailed, because they're far away. All right, so same color here. And this is where I pretty much will use more. I'll just use phthalo blue. I'll use phthalo blue, a little bit of brown. We'll do this. I'll bring it out here, a little more brown. There we go. I only need a little bit of red to kill some of that. Once it's turning too green or too bluish, get a little red. It'll just turn it a funky, dark, kind of off brownish purple deal. And basically, what I'm going to do with this, you need more paint than water or glycerin now. You want to start to put little values here and there. Now, because the mountain is backlit, you don't really have a light in the dark side when you got the majority of the light behind the mountain. All right, so you can really have a little fun with it. Okay, so we'll just kind of play with some dark patches in here like this, and it's up to you how far down you want to go to. I'm just adding just shapes. See, just maybe up in here and come down here somewhere. Now, because of the because of the glycerin and it's reflective, I can actually look at my screen and really see what the heck is going on here when I paint this, and see what direction I really want to go with it. And I'm not blocking in every iota of color. I'm painting at an angle because my head will be in the way, undoubtedly. Okay, something like that, right? This is where you can get to painting different values. Like I said, for those of you who are coming in, this is a different camera here. Okay, it's a DSLR camera, and it's not really made for doing what you see me doing. So it's got a time limit. It's gonna click off. Okay. Oh, the auroras borealis. Yeah, if I did the blues a little darker, well, I would have handled the auroras a little differently. But now for the mountain, I'm gonna do the strokes in a different fashion. They're gonna go downward, just like so, just like that. And basically, I'll keep this stuff up here, but down here, I'll just kind of lightly fade it there. And as you see, I'm not getting rid of everything. It's giving me all of my values that I'm looking for, because you can push and manipulate this stuff any way you want. And once again, I can kind of bring this all downward, fade it to whatever degree that I want to. I don't have to add a stark white fog or mist or anything. Just lighten this up enough. Like I say, once again, it all depends on what I'm going to do with the rest of this, because like I say, I don't know what I'm going to do, really. Okay. And once again, I can even take my do everything brush and just, now this has obviously got stronger bristles. I'm just mixing that glycerin and that white together to smooth everything out. Don't press too hard. You don't want to get rid of all the values. And I just go down below, wipe that away. Okay, so we've got a bunch of that happening. I got this big towel on my lap. I could just wipe away the paint and the glycerin. As I'm looking at it. Okay, let's get another brush. We'll see how this turns out. We're gonna play. We're gonna play. Let's go into our purple. This won't make any sense, but the colors of the sky, we'll just play. We'll come from the bottom up like this. So I'll just do a little bit of this. I'll do a little bit of that here. Even though this is not really how the sky goes, but we're gonna mimic what you see up there a little bit. Let's get a tiny bit of red, not much, just a tiny bit, and we'll throw in some of that in there. We'll just go up with it like that. Just a tiny tap of red. I'll do some of that here. It doesn't have to be perfectly even on each side. I'm not going to clean the brush. We'll throw a little bit of yellow in there, just like so. Throw a little yellow in there, mix it in there like that. Couple taps. That might work. Put some right up there too, like that. Just a little something there. Whatever. Yeah, something like that. Wipe off the brush. Let's go into our blue. Get some white in there. Something like that. Go on both sides. We'll play with a little bit of that around in here somewhere. Careful. You don't want it to turn too green on you, you know. Something like that. All right. Okay. Thank you. Move. Okay. We're going to take this multi-patched colored stuff here, and we're just going to lightly kind of just like this. Very light with the brush. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'm blending dark into the light. Okay. Come here, bring some of that blue in there. See, you can tone it down the longer you stay in that one spot. You just tone everything down. There's a reason why I'm going from the bottom midway. You'll see in a second. But I'm just lightly kind of just doing this little pastel thing here. Make sure my head is out of the way. You guys see exactly what I'm doing here. Blend it all together. This glycerin and the white mixes actually help blend all of this stuff. Okay, so we got this little blend thing happening. Watch. I'll just take this brush, it doesn't matter right now. Yeah, I'll just use this. No, I won't use this brush, I'll use mine. This one here, it just covers more area, that's all. Lightly. See, just like that, very lightly, let's put it in there. Go here, do the same thing, very lightly. So it kind of meets in the middle type of thing. Okay. That's an interesting little blend, right? Okay. I don't really have to bring it further down because other stuff is going to be in front of that. Just like that, very gentle. All right. Okay. Now, to make this look like it's pushed further back, even though you got this grayish mountain here, but it's not really overpowering gray. You need something pretty dark to kind of make all of this push back a little bit. All right. So, like I said, this is very generic, very simple type of painting. We will have a little fun. Let's obviously put some trees in there. So as I'm looking at it, I'm trying to see what height the tree should be. I'm probably have it come up, come down, get tall in there, and then come back up again. So it kind of cups everything in there. All right. Let's get plenty of dark. We're going to be using that. I'll put it right here. Plenty of blue. Let's get some red. It's going to turn a maroonish color here. I'm going to need plenty of this color, so I'll probably be using quite a bit. And that brown. Put that brown in there. I need a pretty deep color here. Okay. A little more blue. I need plenty of color. A slight bit of water. Just a slight bit. Water kind of cuts through that glycerin like a hot knife through butter. So hopefully what I got here will be more than enough. We'll see. All right. Okay. What do you like painting on water, like reflections from the water? Person on a boat. Oh, I got what you're saying. Yeah. Pretty good idea, Jessica. I think I'm gonna steal that from you. Let's do something, guys. Let's take a little bit of this dark. I think I know what she's talking about. Let's put somebody maybe just right here. I have to be careful because glycerin spreads. Okay. But what I'm doing right now is just an impression of. I'll just put them right here. And then we're gonna go the other direction like that. Forth a little reflection right down in here. Okay. And as I'm doing it, we'll put a little head here, a little figure like that. And we'll do the same thing down below. Put the head right there. Okay? Something like that. And then we'll just get a little fishing pole, put it in the water there like that. And then we do the same thing here. We just kind of come out that way. Put the little fishing pole in the water. Something like that. So get a little action there. Okay. Something like that. All right. Like I said, you don't see most of it because of that reflections over there. even though, well, this is not a total look of the reflection, but you know, you see the colors that kind of match and correspond with it. But watch what happens when I put something very dark in there. Okay, so hopefully I got enough of the mix. If not, I'll easily make some more, but hopefully this will do. Okay, let's say we want the land to come through. All right, so let's just do this for right now. I'll aim the brush downward a little bit. Just come down here. I'll go back up again, up here. I'll just bring that downward. Just aim that downward so it looks like little grasses are popping up around there. Something like that. I can just take this and see this. Just some are taller than others. Some are going in different directions. Like that. Some can be higher, some can be lower. Doesn't matter right now. Just the impression of some tall grasses. We're gonna fine tune these later on. For right now, it's just grass right now. Okay. In here, we can just darken this up. We just kind of surround it with a little darkness there. Hello, Nell. How are you? Hey, buddy. Glad you make the live stream, brother. Hope all's well, bud. Hey, Billy. Yeah, I knew it was going to take quite a bit of time for me to get back on my schedule. This is usually the day I do lives anyway, and it's pretty close to the time that I do them. This is just a remnant canvas slash foam board. Okay. Right now, once again, just like I did the mountains, I'm just blocking in color. This is not the final look. Just blocking it in. I'm not really concerned about what's going on here on the bottom. It's really the outside, all this stuff you see here. All right. So the approach is me just blocking out things. After I block them out, then I start fine tuning little things to it. Okay. All right. And I have to be careful because this canvas, obviously, if you guys can see it, is pretty wet. Okay, it's going to take a while for this stuff to dry. You can see by the reflection. And for those of you who are coming in, this camera here is a different camera. Okay, and it's going to shut off. It's just going to click right off. It's a DSLR camera. Okay, not really made for what we're doing, what I'm doing, but it's all good. Let's get a little more of this brown, mix it right in here. Get a little more of this phthalo blue, mix it right in. Some of that red to help kill some of that. It'll make something fairly close to black, just the tiniest, and I mean the tiniest bit of water. Loosen it up a little bit. The heavier the paint, the more of it, the less forceful you have to be on your canvas to make the trees. I'll just make, you know, simple generic type pine trees here. Okay, and so we'll just start it like I usually start them, pretty much like that right here. Okay, then I'll take the corner of the brush and I'll just start. Now I'm not going to make them really Bob Ross like, but I like to have my middle of the trees kind of thick here. I can kind of bulk it out there. And then I'll just use the brush. This is just the heavy bristled brush, the really hard bristled fella. This is like hog's hair brush. Okay, and then I'll just make interesting tree patterns, like so. I'll kind of keep these trees a little bit on the thin side, so the needles are a little more interesting. Okay. And I'm gonna keep them a little closer together also. So I'll vary the heights on these guys. And you just be mindful to how close they are when you do them. Just like so. Because remember, you do have a background back there. Just like that. And so I'm not going to totally block in everything. Alright. We'll put one really close like that. And I don't have to finish and go all the way down. I'm going to show you that example right now. Just like that. And so you just leave it be. Okay, and you just continue with another one. We'll start getting a little bit lower. We'll bring them down here. You just do one at a time. Don't rush it. Okay. Just like that. I'm going to keep them a little on the small side. Angle your brush, turn it left, right. Okay. Like that. Makes them look a little more natural. So I'm going to keep my trees a little thin. Usually Mr. Ross would start narrow and go wider and wider and wider. By the time you get down here, you won't see anything here. So be mindful of the height. Make sure that that you can see the mountains and stuff like that. If I don't want to go side to side with the trees, then I'll just make trees like this, kind of going down there like that. Okay. I can put maybe another one a little close to it there, and I'll just do one of these numbers, just like that. And you bring another one up here. Just like so. Maybe we'll have another one like that, just coming here. And they're gonna start to get a little smaller. Okay. You can mix and match the trees also. They're gonna get smaller, a little more spaced out. I'll put one down here like this. And once again, we'll go for the natural pine look. See this? Just like that. Keep them slender. All right. We're gonna get these a little smaller, a little closer together here. Aesthetically, keep looking at your trees. All right, just look at where they're going and how they're forming. Okay. Getting some more blue. I'll come up here so you guys can see it. A little more brown. Put it right in here. And then we're going to get a little bit touch of red to kill some of that. Put it right in there together. Okay. Probably a little more blue. Don't worry. Like I said, you got a time limit. And I'll get comfortable with this thing and find out exactly what I got to press back there. I don't feel like getting up to see where it is, but I should be able to find it. I found it pretty quickly the last time. There we are. Give it a second. All right. Like I say, hashtag don't panic. You'll be okay. It'll get there. Now I know that my tablet has a little bit of a delay. I think it just turned back on for you guys. It's like that. Now, as we're doing this, you still see the background. You still see the little mist. See, you're killing a couple birds with one stone with a very simple composited painting. I do believe that you guys can actually do this. Okay. And we'll get some smaller guys in here like this. Actually, we'll start doing stuff like that. Get some smaller fellas in there like this. And we'll kind of put one in here like this and spread him outward like that. Just like that. We'll get one in here like this. Just like that. Put him in there. All right. All right. You don't want to totally hide that fella. Right? Put him in there like this. Be kind of clever with it. Okay. We'll put a nice one right in here, right around there. We'll bridge, kind of close him in there. And my trees don't necessarily have to be like super even on one side. You can have more branches on the other if you need to be. Just like that, going down with it, that guy. Okay, I'm gonna get a little touch of water, and I'm pulling my brush. I flip it over, pull it again, get the paint right on the edge of the bristles. All right. Okay, we get one fairly close in height, right down there like that. And once again, I'm using the corner, and I'll just pop them in there. Well, hello, Algeria, Elbra, B12, how are you? It's good to see you. New face, welcome. I do have a dinosaur painting that should have been done like literally last year. It's still sitting over there. I might as well finish it off. Okay. Let's put some nice sized guys over here. Relatively keep it thin. Keep them kind of lean. On purpose, so I do show off the background back there. But you see now everything kind of ties itself together. You see those different colors in between that reflect the sky. Very simple composite composition painting. Now, when I'm done with this last tree, we're gonna really beef up the stuff up in here. All right. Okay, let's go into our red. Let's go into the rest of our blue. Now, just because I have have these colors here, don't necessarily mean I'm gonna use all of those colors, as you can see, because it's just not what it was called for at this point in time. A little bit of water. Okay, and I'll just take my brush. Just do little brush strokes up in there, just like that. Even though it's dark, I'm not gonna get rid of all that green, but just make it look like woods. It's more of texture than anything else, just to give that look. Turn my brush around because I know I have more. It's just me a push, and then I'll just flick the brush and make it look like little. It might be a little dark for you guys to see or to notice. Okay, but it's definitely there. It's good to see my buddy Ian. I know he might be off to work. He might be gone now. But I haven't seen him in a minute either. I haven't seen much of anybody. It's pretty busy. Okay. Now what I'm going to do next, it's going to be kind of fun. Rinse this brush off. You missed the sound effects. Yeah, I don't think I did any sound effects this time. No sound effects today. I'm just happy that the internet's still kicking. I had to redo all of it again. Okay, so we got this going on here. Let's do something real fast. I can probably do it without adding the paint. Just be careful doing it. I might be able to get away with it. Let's see. Maybe I'll be able to scratch in a few. Just a few. Maybe come down here with them, a few of them, just like that. Pop one, a little one in here. Here, here. Pop in a few here. Pop in one right here, like that. Okay, we can make it look like more than what's actually in there. Doing that. Okay, but that's not what I was talking about. Let's get a smaller fan brush. Here, get this little fella. All right, let's look down here. Let's get a little titanium white. This is not really that small, but we'll just maybe we'll stick with the white. Let's see where that goes. Hello, Marilyn. How are you? And here we go. We'll just take some splatters and we'll pop a couple of splatters in there, just to kind of dress this up a little bit. Stay pretty close. You stay pretty close, you got more control over the splatters. Follow me? We're gonna put some red ones in there, why not? So I'm gonna go into get some red, go into the white mix there. Maybe a little touch of white. Get a little bit of water. Now be careful with the water. You want it to be loose, but you don't want it to run. Okay? And let's see if we got it bright enough for the red. It's all right. You should be able to see it too. Yep, you guys can see it. If I can see it on my screen, you definitely see it on yours. And so we'll add a little, a little fun to it there. So we get it pretty interesting looking. So you don't have to really do terribly too much to this. Very, very simple way that this painting was done. Okay, very simple. And basically, I mean, if you want to practice doing trees with your fan brush, okay, this is definitely the way to do it. Okay, so it'd be a great practice painting, and that's basically what it is, because this is just extra board and whatever and extra canvas, and basically that's all I did. Really, it's just nice little practice board, because I haven't really touched on anything in a while. I did, if anybody would remember, I was doing a wave. I tried to do a live stream before everything went south. Instead of just destroying the painting, I just saved. I did a tutorial for it, and then it will be shown this upcoming Monday. All right, I got a micro brush here, very thin, very small script liner. Very small, really for fine details and such, and it makes a really good signature brush. But of course, you're gonna have to go back to your paint like a billion times, but it's all good. Well, thank you for coming by. I really appreciate it. I do enjoy your group, and you got some new members there. The Oriental lady there, she's a hoot. She's funny. So if you do take a break, don't take a break too long. You got a very nice group there. There we go. I think everybody can recognize that as a 21. I hope. I don't even know what the title is, if it even has a title. But you got the Fisher guy there. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Really, that's it. So I do appreciate you guys coming by. This is definitely not as long as some of my other tutorials, but the one that I'm doing for Monday is not very long either. I think it's barely 38 minutes. So, but yeah, I don't think I've really been much past an hour, because it's only 7:04 my time here in New York. So I believe that's it. Thank you very much for watching me. I will post this in a few minutes, because I gotta put something in front of the light to get rid of the glare, then snap the picture. So then I just have to keep it on the board, let it dry. It's gonna take a minute for it to dry. It will be totally dry maybe by tomorrow afternoon. It'll be totally dry. With this glycerin in paint mix. It's more glycerin than paint, because the glycerin and the paint will separate. You got to stir it up a little bit, and I didn't stir it up well enough. But as you can see, it's very reflective, so it's not totally dry yet, obviously. But it'll take a little while for it to dry. Okay. Yep. Pretty cool. Thank you for the idea, Jessica, of the Fisher person, man, guy, dude. There we go. All right, I'll see you next time, Lori. I do appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. And until next time, peace.